Hail and well met. Welcome to Isekai Realms, the game where we play ourselves sucked into a fantasy world. The Forgotten Realms. Yeah, I am Eric Scott DeB, one of the founding members of the Dungeon Scrawlers, writer, game designer, Twitch streamer. I do all that kind of stuff. You can find my stuff online. Depending on when this airs, I either am going to have a book come out soon or have had a book come out soon in my Justice Vengeance series called Public Enemy. It's real exciting. I think you'll like it. Anyway, I am playing Elric Thalavar, who is the name that I have taken in the realms. Elric, because that is what my baby nephew used to call me, which was adorable. And Thalavar, because I seem to look like certain members of a certain family that spawns the Shadowbane legacy. So I wonder if that's a coincidence. And I am a paladin of Helm. No longer an aspiring paladin, an actual paladin now. Take it away, Allie.
Hi, everybody. I am Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie for short. I'm a writer, game designer, and TTRPG streamer. And I, as ever, am playing Amara Valyrian, me, transformed into an elf. I am a thief, since we were playing second edition, and that's what they are called in that. Level 3 now, which is not too shabby. I'm feeling pretty solid, feeling pretty powerful. Even at just level 3, it's been great. And with that, I'm going to pass things off to Randy, who may or may not be below me when I put this on screen.
Hi, I'm Randy Henderson, author of the Fantasy series and Dungeon Scrawler, and I am playing me, well, a version of me, Randonius, and I am a cleric bard of Finder. Joe.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joel Everett, usually one of your mods, cutting it up in chat and posting silly polls under the handle Rumpus Imperator. I am playing a version of myself. I'm an ex-dwarf at this point. The curse apparently was broken, so I am a Myrmidon kit fighter, and I'm here also going to tell you about two of our dice partners. Norse Foundry makes metal dice. They are very nice and weighty. They help you feel like you are skillfully smashing the armor of the monster horde when you roll them. And our other partner is Phoenix Dice, so named because all of their dice are made from recycled materials. So please check them both out. They should have they should come up in the doobly-doo as links you can click on if you want to order some new dice. So please check them out. Chris?
And I am Chris, aka Chris the Grey, your humble dungeon master. And where we left our heroes when last we played in episode 5 of Book 2 of Isekai Realms was emerging from a rather momentous conversation with two of Mistress Chosen, Kalue and Laryl Silverhand, played generously by one of the friends of the channel, Ed Greenwood, their creator. And so that was a pretty big conversation. And you all sort of left that conversation, thoughts spinning in your head because it went in a bunch of different interesting directions, and returned to the guest chambers that you had here at the Promenade. As soon as you did so, and you were alone amongst yourselves for the first time, Rhiannon had something that she wanted to say to all of you, which Rhiannon is going to basically say to all of you right now.
3, 2, 1. All right, so Rhiannon, you have a couple of things that you want to accomplish, and one of those things is you want to have a conversation with your colleagues about whatever it is you have that you want to say to them before they head off into certain death. I mean, danger in the city. I don't know if you can call it that, of Skullport. And so does it seem like the best time to do that would be sort of once you're all back from your conversation with Kalue and Laryl?
Yeah, like okay. In the room alone, get the group chat going so we're private from everybody.
All various eavesdroppers. Yeah, okay. Right.
And
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't know that there's particularly a way to make it happen without being like, I'm going to say something. And then like eavesdroppers are like, what did she say? But whatever,
yes.
Screw 'em.
Yeah, we'll work it out. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. So
Yeah.
basically you're in the room as a group. You will tell them that you need a moment to talk to them. You'll reach out and touch the first two, probably tell them to touch the other two, and you'll be on. So assume that you are ready to broadcast. What is it that
Okay.
you'd like your fellows to hear?
So I'm not going to go with you. And I'm doing a thing, and I want to be totally upfront about the fact that I am doing a thing, and I am, set on this course of action. So you can either help me or you can not hinder me. But so the thing is that I think that I need to do basically some haggling, because we've all been put in this situation where people want something from us and they're kind of offering something in return. And the thing is that you all are being offered things that you want, and I'm not. I'm being given nothing that I want, for various reasons. And so I think that if they're not even going to bother to offer me something worth it, then I'm not going to play. I'm going to sit at home and not do a damn thing for them. And I know that won't last. That's the thing. I'm not actually thinking that it's going to work I don't know if you've seen the movie Stranger Than Fiction. Will Ferrell is being controlled by an author in his real life. And so he decides the way to snap out of it is to do nothing. He just sits in one room and refuses to move, takes a day off work, whatever. And then accidentally, they're doing demo on the building next door, and they demo half the room, so he has to leave. So I'm fully expecting that this whole I am not going to play your game, I am taking my ball and going home thing will not work. But I think that I need to at least try to get some goddamn better terms. Because okay, what are they offering me? A chance to stay here away from all my other friends and family, and with this incredible catch-22 of anything I do with magic. Because it's hey, you have magic, it'll hurt everybody every time you use it, there you go. Screw that. So and not to mention lucky me, I get picked to be evil. Y'all got various sort of powers who are all up in our business, and you get to be picked by the good guys and I get to be picked by the evil people. So either I'm inherently more of an awful person than you guys, or I'm more gullible, or what? Why am I so lucky is I get to be picked by Asmodeus himself to screw with. And I don't understand the thing. That I think that's the biggest thing, is that they're putting me in this, and by they I'm talking about not only the good gods who didn't pick me, but Asmodeus and his minion in my head. They're putting me in this situation, and they don't even offer me a way to go home. That's what I want most. And they don't even say okay, a year from now, if the babies are still kicking, then we get you home, which would be a lie. That's the other thing. Don't think that I don't know that if the voice busts out with a way home now, that it's not going to be a lie. But they could put some effort in to lie better. How am I not worth the effort to make a plausible lie about getting home? So Asmodeus just thinks that I am so wimpy that he's here's the magic, and I go totally apeshit and get corrupted by the power and do whatever he says, and he doesn't need to bother to offer anything else. So I mean, I guess it's a little bit kind of brinksmanship and a bluff, and probably they'll call me on the bluff. They'll be like, well, what are you going to do? Sit in a room in the Promenade forever because you ain't getting home. You might as well like go out and do things. And I got to use my magic apparently because either I'm going to get killed or other people are going to get killed. So like, again, with the catch-22. So I know that. Like, I'm not stupid. But the least they could do is lie better. Like, put some goddamn effort in. Like, I guess I'm not worth that much effort. So, like, yeah, there's a lot of frustration here, and I'm not happy with this situation. And I know that right now Eric is like, I promise to get you home, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I appreciate that, but y'all got your own stuff to do. And so the only person I can rely on is me. And so I'm gonna get me home. And I appreciate whatever help you guys can give. But I mean, I'm past platitudes at this point. And I'm also past the sort of like, and please don't any of you folks do this. I got enough of it from the Chloe and what's her name? Like trying to convince me that something I can't have, I don't actually want it. Like, no, like, oh, why don't you want to stay here? Here is so great. Because they can't get me home. F that. Seriously, F that. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Just don't tell me I don't want it. I want it. And I'm not gonna stop wanting to go home. So just like, and I know that I can't, and I'm just trying to get some better terms here. And just and I will say this last thing while we're still in the group chat. I am also 100% expecting that if they can't pull out some plausible lie about getting home, the next lever that Asmodeus's minion is going to pull is going to be, don't you want to help your friends? Your friends are going to get killed without your magic. Don't you want to help them? And I absolutely do want to help you guys. And I don't want to hang you out to dry. But when we're not in group chat, like, I'm going to be trying to hold the line on the haggling. And so I'm probably going to say, like, no, they can take care of themselves. No, they don't need me. Like, it's not that I want to abandon everybody. It's that I know that's a hold they, Asmodeus people, think they have on me. And so the best I can do is pretend like that's not there. So apologies in advance. And also, sorry for the frustration just boiling over. And I'm not meaning to be a wet blanket on all the awesome things about the Forgotten Realms, but that's just where I am. And so if you can all sort of consider the fact that it's not just that I am not having fun being in fantasy with lots of magic, it's that I am being attempted, somebody is attempting to manipulate me, and that person is evil. And so if I'm choosing to stay and have fun and do cool magic and see nifty things, like, it's giving into evil. And so that puts me in a very, very different place than those of you who get to have fun and swing cool swords and do the bidding of people who are actually good.
So you will say that to them. You will break the connection?
Yeah.
And you will leave the room?
Yes, because I'm sure that, like,
Oh, I
they will
can't
have
imagine
reactions
that they
to
won't attempt to say something. If nothing, you've done a fantastic impersonation of Eric, and so I was going to say something humorous about that. But you want to make it clear that you want to walk away and you want some time to yourself, and that you don't want to hear either attempts to be nice or platitudes or whatever.
Yeah.
Catch me on the flip side. Don't die in Skullport. Is that pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so you will deliver that message, and we will see how your friends react.
And she's basically breaks the link between all of you. The conclusion of her monologue, we'll call it, because that's kind of really what it is. It's not inviting conversation. Spins on her heels and heads out the door. You are left alone, the four of you. Probably Joel, you're the most confused because you actually missed the conversation with the two chosen. So some of what Rhiannon just talked about might be a little bit uncertain to you, but I think you caught the gist of most of what she had to say about her experience with her gentle passenger. And so for a moment, you are all alone in the room.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure how to respond to that.
I mean,
I nod.
Makes sense to me.
I think she's right.
She's got a point, but I mean, other than Randy, I mean, none of us got good gods.
God.
I mean, to be fair, we don't actually know where my stuff is coming from. Like I don't know. Something about it doesn't scream Asmodeus to me.
But one thing that has occurred to me is that there is another god, S, whose symbol is a circle. That symbol, the circle on it, that mine lights up to be a sun. Isn't a purple circle also the symbol of a goddess? That might be
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say the name out loud.
I know.
Just we don't know for sure that we assumed that there were only three gods. They're affiliated with this thing. There might be more.
I feel like we've kind of had confirmation, haven't we, that it's someone?
Well, yeah, like look.
I mean,
I'll fluoresce the symbol and bring up the circle.
Can you fluoresce it? Try to make it purple. See what happens.
I mean, it fluoresces like when it's in the circle, it fluoresces gold, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I mean, I can try. I don't think that would prove anything.
Joel's like, but I want to be evil. No,
if she's mixed up in it, I would want to know. I'm sorry.
As you're all having this conversation, Randy, Jamal, who sort of disappeared on you for a while there, will fade into relevance. So you leaning against the wall of the chamber. Nobody else can see her, but you can. So you know she's here and listening to the conversation. Anyway, go ahead. You were saying. Yeah. Joel wants to be evil. He doesn't want to be evil. I think that's what we left.
I think, it doesn't, I mean, we didn't choose these gods. They chose us. That doesn't mean that we have to, it doesn't reflect on us. I don't think necessarily, we choose what we do. Like we could, how much would it piss off Asmodeus if she used his power to do good things that were, contrary? Like, we still have free will, the illusion of free will anyway, if you in a deterministic universe. But hey, we're not in any deterministic universe anymore. Maybe we actually have free will here. I don't know. So
Jamal is nodding enthusiastically along with what you're saying. Like, she thinks you're doing Finder's good work by spreading this message.
So do we think we're chosen?
I don't think we're chosen.
We didn't bring ourselves here.
I mean, okay, so there's little C chosen and there's big C chosen.
Right.
I don't think we're big C chosen.
That's okay. That's what I was trying to clarify.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not
gotcha.
Like, there's a certain kind of power that comes with being like the capital C chosen.
And a certain amount
I didn't mean to imply
interest.
that. Yeah, no.
Right.
Everyone will be after us, basically.
That's exactly what Randy was talking about, though. I mean, to quote some Aaron, there's a reason they're called chosen and not choosers.
I mean, fair. I guess, okay. I'm trying to think. Okay, so generally speaking, a chosen's abilities aren't like finite in the way that ours are. Ours, we have charges. We have a limited capacity to use these things. So, like, yes, okay, clearly these deities plucked us from where we were and stuck us here for a reason. And that way, yes, totally. We have been chosen by the gods. God, I hate that. But once this is gone, it's gone, as far as I know. So, like, we're not, and as far as I know, we're not, like, effectively immortal either.
I just want to ask, have we been chosen by the gods?
Are you going to circle us back around to a wizard did it?
Not necessarily. But maybe a wizard did it. No, go with me for a second. Go with me for a second.
I mean, even
someone may have put this mark upon us, and then we chose what gods we thought the mark applied to, and reached out to those gods, and that was the way in for those deities.
But the symbols were already there before we deciphered it.
Well, anyone can draw symbols of particular deities. Look at the Azure Bonds instance. Now, the people who put the Azure Bonds on people were not those deities. They were servants of those deities, yes, perhaps, but not necessarily those deities themselves.
Azure Bonds available now on Commodore 64.
Well, if Wizards ever gets off its bum and publishes its back catalog, leaving all that money on the table. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that.
You can get it on Steam, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the Azure Bonds is both a video game and a novel, and you should experience both of them. They are both very, very memorable. Okay, so anyway, that's neither here nor there. Obviously, we're under the attention of certain entities. It's not important. The important thing is, Rhiannon's right. She does just want to go home. She doesn't want to be manipulated. She hates being manipulated. I mean, we all know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, nobody really likes being manipulated, but she particularly hates somebody seizing her will and using her to their own ends. So I think we should support her however we can, and then that includes leaving her alone if that's what she needs.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to smiting that devil, though.
I think it's great. Like she's the test case. Like maybe if she can negotiate a better deal out of her god, you guys can negotiate. Like, hey, let's unionize. Let's No, I'm just kidding. But who knows?
Devil? Sorry, what are we talking about here? I missed something apparently.
Well, if our assumptions are correct.
Are we having this in chat, by the way, or are we actually speaking out loud?
That's a great question.
I had assumed we were having this in chat.
I think
okay.
Message. Yeah.
As a generous DM, I'm gonna let you do that.
Okay.
Direct massage. I'll give Eric a massage while we're doing.
We had been in chat before because Rhiannon didn't want to say those things out loud in front of her voice.
Totally fair.
So I just assumed that we were still in chat.
Entirely fair.
Okay.
A fair assumption.
Yeah, if our assumptions are correct, then Rhiannon's voice appears to be a servant of Asmodeus, not Asmodeus himself, although, again, could be lying about that. That is trying to influence her. And I assume that servitor would be a devil.
I believe it said something about being the incarnation of the sin of pride.
Yeah.
That was our best guess.
Very arrogant sort of devil.
Look,
A pride
my
devil.
thinking is if given that every time mine teaches me something, it takes a star from the Asmodeus mark. If mine also serves Asmodeus in some way, then as best as I can tell, that narrows it down in my mind to envy or lust. And I'm not sure which, and I'm not sure what that says about me.
Rhiannon was
Actually,
most
This is my
disappointed
surprise
you've ever-
face.
It was a pride.
Eric, not helping.
since,
We had
actually,
that whole conversation last episode.
how many stars are you down right now? 2?
Me?
Yeah, you.
2 of the Asmodeus ones, also 2 of the Helm, but that was because of what happened at Briarhouse.
Okay. I would like to try transferring. I would like to go see if I can transfer the stars the way I did the gems and plus up Amara.
All right, so hang on to that thought for a second. Allie, you recall in your last time you went to sleep conversation that you had with your companion that it suggested that you might be able to acquire power. You and Rhiannon might be able to acquire power from the remaining members of your group that they weren't using. And so Joel is now saying out loud.
Well, through chat still. But
Saying
yeah.
out loud in
well.
his head.
Okay, so I'm on the same page as your voice apparently. Let's.
I have some indication that should be possible. Yes.
All right, then I would, if it's all right with you, I would like to go ahead and try to do that.
Hold on. What indication?
I had, after our little training session, I had another encounter with my voice. Who, did I not tell you about this? I thought I told you about this.
You mentioned
Yes.
some things. You did, yeah.
It appeared
You
instead
may not have mentioned this thing, but you mentioned some other.
No, I did not mention this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's instead of catching Joel up, because I'm not sure if I mentioned that to you, but it appeared, instead of appearing as the indistinct shadowy figure, it appeared as Illyra, and suggested that I should be able to gain more power.
That's where envy or lust comes from, huh? Okay.
Again.
I'm not going to go into details.
It's
Anyway.
fine. Is there anything else you feel the need to tell us about? Or that
I'm
might
literally
be
trying to
helpful?
tell you right now.
All right, good.
Let me finish.
All right, carry on.
I don't like the way she phrased it, mind you, since she seems to be insinuating that I could take it. I didn't like that.
Yeah, that would be unsettling.
Also tried to convince me to use my powers to, let's just say, win over the real Illyra through trickery, which I shut that down right the hell away. I don't trust it.
Good.
So Joel, back to the feeding it power thing.
Yes.
What's the plan?
Amara, if the same way I transferred gems to Eric, I think it would probably make sense. It doesn't. There has been no indication that my stars are doing anything. I think it would probably make sense to top you and Rhiannon off.
Your
is it
Rhiannon
okay if we try? Right, yeah, not right now. But let's start with, if you're down 2, would you mind if I tried to pass you 2 of my stars?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Reach out, put a hand on her shoulder, and do the same thing I did, and try to do the same thing I did with Eric.
So in terms of stars here, are we talking about the ones that occur at the points of the trident and the edges
Yes.
of the pentagram? And okay, and you're trying to give.
That would top her off, yes.
Okay, why don't you roll a 20-sided die?
That's a 1.
Oh, delightful! So you'll feel that power just start to flow. Ooh, Allie, that's intoxicating. He's just pumping power into you. Yeah, do you just want to like grab for that, or are we trying to drink cautiously?
Take it. I think it's enough. I honestly, I think it'd be jarring enough that yes, I would probably try to grab it.
Okay, so Joel, you're trying to feed it, and then you will feel it is just being pulled from you. And Allie, it'll come in a rush, and that will light up what were formerly the missing areas, and now the whole thing is aglow, a beautiful ruby red. Woo, Joel, damn. You'll have to actually literally brace yourself because that drew like power out of you. Probably your breath as well.
And we can, so it's only two, it's only the two, right? I didn't like rip all of them out.
I want to check and make sure I'm only down 2, right?
That is
for
correct.
now, at least. Okay.
That appears to be all that you had the ability to store at the moment.
All right. Good.
Wow.
Good to know that we can do that.
Like I look a little lightheaded.
Yeah, that was a almost sensual experience.
Okay. Okay, note to self. Brace myself next time.
Yeah, maybe
that felt
sit down.
way too good.
Okay.
That felt distressingly good.
So on a scale of
sorry, Eric.
Scale of D&D to Vampire the Masquerade, that was closer to Vampire, is what you're saying?
Yes.
That was closer to that source book that got published sometime in the 90s about like naughty D&D. Remember that one? That everyone was like, what is this ridiculous source book? Yeah, it was more closer to that.
Don't worry about it.
Vampire the Masquerade, yeah. Not important.
You will
find yourself, Alice, acutely aware of the remaining number of stars of that kind that every member of the party possesses. The only person who has none is Eric.
All right. Wow. Okay. Yeah. She wasn't kidding.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously I can do basic math, but even so, I feel like I can sense how many each of you has left now.
Do we all feel that, or just her? Just her. Okay.
Do you sense anyone else with these marks?
Nobody's presently within range of your ability to sense that.
Not nearby. If there's a range on it, even I don't know, but I don't sense anyone else.
And you know Rhiannon is somewhere around here.
Yeah.
So you should, if she were within that range, whatever it is, be able to pick that up.
Just a stray thought. All right.
Hey, Amara, if you let us know how long that sensation lasts.
Yeah.
We'll see if this is a new permanent whatever we are, or whether it's whether it fades after a little while.
Let's not make a habit let's not make a habit of that transference, because the fact that felt good concerns me. Like, I know I said that already, but I just cannot iterate that enough.
Eric, when I transferred gems to you, did you have a similar reaction?
It was a transfer of power, so it was somewhat exhilarating, but it almost felt like sort of like coming back home or reconnection with an old friend.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't. It wasn't a like transcendent experience exactly.
Okay.
And no indication from you, Eric, of who's got what or why. But I mean, on some level, people having stars from Helm would serve to protect those people. So of course you wouldn't want to take them. I think you, in fact, tried to persuade Joel not to give you 2.
Are you sure you're all right with this, Joel? Giving away your powers?
Yes. I'm retaining enough to stay in the group chat for now. I'm good with it. I still have some of each if they are needed, and we'll go from there.
Retaining enough to stay in the group chat.
What's really important?
For
Yeah.
now, you say.
For now.
Intrigue. It's a lovely thing.
Okay. All right. Well,
Look,
Amara, did you have something else you wanted to add?
I think I'm gonna go take a walk. I had plans anyway, so I'll be back probably, and then I'll slip out since I was gonna go talk to Layla.
Okay, so you will do just that. Now it's just the three of you left alone in the room. Randy, your companion, is clearly waiting for a moment to talk to you, but is being polite and letting you chat with your friends first.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'll kind of slip over next door. Hey, Jamal.
Hi. Does that mean we've broken contact?
looks like it.
It feels like it. It feels like,
Okay.
yeah.
Are Joel and I sitting there holding hands? Probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, I'm not saying we wouldn't do that. I'm just saying, like, probably not at this particular moment.
Fair. So she'll say to you, Randy, I feel a little foolish and I want to apologize. I didn't mean to just disappear during your meeting with those ladies, but their magic is powerful. And I was kind of afraid they'd detect me.
Would it be bad if they detected you?
I don't know for sure. Finder didn't tell me one way or the other, and I'm pretty sure he's not ready for us to reveal all of our cards yet, especially with powerful people like them. There's too much at stake, and so I think we need to tread carefully. So,
better safe than sorry.
Yeah, it's sort of a delicate dance, you know? Timing is everything. And while I'm here to guide you, there are moments where I think I'm going to have to just sort of like step back unless you really need me.
No, I understand. I appreciate you being here when you can.
I'm always here, even if you can't see me. Okay?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you're not always here, because like sometimes after you do things that I'd rather you weren't watching. But
I don't want to watch them either, Randy. So
yeah,
trust me, if it looks like you're going to do one of those things, I'll find somewhere else to be.
Sure, I appreciate it. But I hope you're having some fun. I mean, you're free from the physical bonds, like having some.
Is the most excitement that I've had in decades. So
awesome.
Again, no one wants to die, but if this was going to be my fate, it's a pretty good one. And
what was the best part of your day today, Jamal?
Honestly, that sort of watching everyone have a great time in there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still serious about that shrine, though. I'm really interested in seeing if we might be able to set something up.
Oh, yeah. Sidebar, remind me.
Yes, when you first went into the place, you sort of sensed a fragment of Finder's power because it used to be a shrine to the god that Finder ate, Moander. And so there's like a little bit of, morsel that fell off of the side of the plate sitting in that room someplace that could make it a place that could be dedicated easily to Finder.
Okay. We're not talking about the pit that's hidden underneath the statue, right?
No, that's a Guanodon. This is Moander, who's in the Hall of Healing. Actually, is what they use that thing for. It's a pool and a Hall of Healing, so could be turned into a shrine for Finder.
Okay, thanks. I was getting those mixed up. All right.
No worries. That was a couple episodes ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really all.
Yeah. I'd be happy. Yeah, I'd be happy to try and create a dedicated shrine to Finder in that area if the people were amenable. I mean, it certainly helped protect your home and other places. I'm sure it couldn't hurt.
It would strengthen your spells, particularly your healing.
Oh.
But
like while I'm in the presence of it, you mean, or just having done that act strengthen
when
my
you're
connection?
In the shrine itself,
got it.
It'll make your healing as powerful as it can be. and it will also shut out some evil creatures, which could be helpful to the people here. But again, something to talk about when we get back from Allie's or Amara's errand.
Sure. Oh, and then we'll have to like pick out color swaths and like what's your decorating aesthetic? Well, it'll be very, very fun. Yeah. We'll have some discussions.
You saw my house, Randy. I'm not sure I have a decorating aesthetic.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, but Finder for a Shrine of Finder.
Yeah. His decorating.
We'll start a whole trend, like a trend in the realms of like amazing, like, I didn't know shrines could be that. You know what I'm saying? I think we should just really go for it.
I'm all for setting up as many of these cool shrines as you want.
All right, let's try to think of some cool amenities. Definitely coffee. Have to serve coffee, but yeah, that'll blow their minds.
I've only had that a few times, but it was pretty good.
Just thinking of it. Yeah.
So you'll notice, Joel and Eric, that Randy is engaged in conversation with an invisible person.
Yeah.
You know who that is because he's told you, but it's still a little weird when you're watching a person just engaged.
An actual invisible person this time. So there you go.
Invisible person. So they're talking about decorations and all kinds of stuff like that. All right, so you let me know when you're all done with those conversations amongst yourselves so that I can go back out and see what Allie has managed to track down.
Joel?
Yes?
I just want you to check in with me periodically.
Okay.
About how you're feeling about your powers and whatnot.
I don't trust him. I don't. We saw what the power did. It looked like Rhea. We didn't get a good look at it, but it looked like Rhea had a mark, possibly similar to ours, and we saw what that power did to her when it was done with her. So, I don't. Yeah, I don't trust it. I don't trust. And sorry, this is in chat, by the way.
So we are holding hands. Yeah, that's cool.
It's in chat to Eric because Randy's busy talking to
right.
him.
It's just the two of us.
This is just to Eric. I don't trust my voice. I definitely don't trust. Yeah, I honestly don't trust any of it. Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not trusting it. Either it's good intentions for us or that they are what they present themselves as. So
understood.
Yeah. Not saying we shouldn't use it, but yeah, I'm skeptical. And the fact that Kay Loomis wouldn't tell me, refused to give me a straight answer multiple times about what they want me to do in a couple of years still has me very concerned.
Okay.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. How are you feeling?
Well, I have made a commitment and sworn an oath, and I plan to keep it.
Okay.
Also, having burned out all my powers doesn't necessarily seem to have damaged me all that much, but it's hard to say at this point. So we'll see. But yeah, I want to help Rhiannon. And I'm not sure that I have been helping Rhiannon, but I intend to help her in the future.
Yeah, getting her, if mostly what she wants is a way home, it seems like getting a hold of powerful wizards, possibly up in Waterdeep, is probably our best step.
Yep. Well, my next goal is find Elminster and convince him to cast a spell to get us to Earth, because I know he can do it. So, do you want to go home, Joel? Have you decided?
Honestly, I am not decided at this point.
Okay.
I'm still. When I was a dwarf, I thought I was going to stay here. But I am still not sure whether or not. I'm not sure whether or not we are who we think we are. Yeah. I am somewhat concerned. Yeah. I don't know. Are we? Is there another copy of us back on Earth? And if. Are we the players or are we the characters? And if we're characters, what happens if the campaign ends or we leave the campaign? I realize I'm dipping into solipsism here, but what happens when we're off screen? Do we still exist?
I'm I have reason to believe that we might still exist back in the real world as well.
Yeah.
Transporter clones.
But we'll find more about that when we
So
find a person who can send us back. I should really tell you all about that at some point.
yes, yeah, that might be a good thing. You know what? Maybe we should have that conversation when everybody's present.
I
Well,
agree.
you know what? Maybe we. I hate to suggest this, but maybe that is something we shouldn't share with Rhiannon, because if she's determined to go home, if it turns out that she can't, we might want to be careful how we share that with her.
Yeah, what's that going to do? All right. I don't want to
Right.
make decisions for her, but we need to know
Yeah.
more about this before we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to
that's-
convey some information to Joel, which is not going to go to everyone else. And you can do another scene while I type up and send Joel some information. How's
Okay,
that?
you convey some information to Joel, which
All
you
right.
can share with me later. We'll
Yeah.
do that. Okay.
Oh, I'll just put it in the Discord, but like we'll put a little veil over it for the audience until the right moment.
Yes, makes perfect sense. All right.
Okay.
So, Allie, you meanwhile were slipping forth from this chamber, and I presume sort of going to the Cavern of Song, which I assume if you're looking for Layla, that's probably a good place to find her,
Yeah,
since it's
that
a large community spot for this place. Okay.
yeah.
So you kind of find that you know the way. You've been this way a couple times now, and it's not super complicated. So you pass through the passages to the north, swing around, find the entry to the chamber that leads you into the Cavern of Song, and sooner rather than later, you're out into it. It's got people all around it, doing the business of the day, and you get the impression that this is sort of like dinner time or post-dinner time. It's hard to say exactly because there's no sun in the sky to judge these things by, but you're sort of wandering, looking around for where you might be able to find Layla. This place is only so big, and so you have some thoughts about where you might be able to find her. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, I think so. I know that as I left the room, I'm definitely kind of deep in thought.
Oh, I assumed so.
I'm
yes.
very out of sorts. So, but I'm kind of pull myself together a bit as I get there. Still very internally troubled, but trying to put on a good face, a brave face. As I head into the cavern and start looking for Layla.
Okay, when you get into the southern half of that cavern, you'll start to smell the smell of the river Sawgath and the nearby port, which is sort of like a combination of like swamp and sea, salty swamp air that sort of sits as sort of an undertone to the smells of the cavern. And when you do start to smell that, you'll hear a voice purring in your ear. You're familiar with this voice. You don't hear from it much, but it's got something to say right now. I'll do my little I'm the voice chatting with you. It's sort of silky and coaxing, barely more than a breath in your ear. The air thickens with possibilities, doesn't it? You can feel it. The promise of what lies just beyond, waiting for us in Sculptor.
Yes. And I'm intending to head there. But I have some other appointments to keep.
Of course, your business is your own, but let us not carry over much, lest opportunity slip from our grasp.
Oh, I mean for it to happen. Trust me.
I do. And the voice is gone. Okie dokie. You are wandering. You're looking in the southern part of the chamber. Now, you know that there are some smaller rooms off of here that people often go to perform these sort of private ceremonies. Could you roll a 20-sided die?
Yes. I got a 5.
Okay. So you'll see a pool towards the southern end of the chamber. I think I described it in the previous episode when Rhiannon was near it. It was sort of like a waterfall that came down from sort of the edge of the wall. And you'll find that you're sort of standing next to it for a moment while you're looking around and sort of deciding which direction to go in because it's kind of at an important intersection. And as you do so, an individual who you recognize comes sort of gently walking into your range of sight so as not to startle you. It's Kalen.
Ah!
He, seeing you standing there, will say, the waters hold many reflections, don't they? Much like the paths our lives take, ever shifting, ever flowing.
Wise.
Oh, I don't know if that's a word that could be applied to me. He'll chuckle. He's a handsome devil, this Kalen.
Well, you're the,
I don't mean to bother you. I just had something to say if you have a moment.
Yes, of course. Sorry, I don't think we were properly introduced. You were the one leading the group that came out to...
Yes.
Yeah.
Kalen, give me the last name, Ellie.
Myval.
Myval. Kalen Myval. He'll just shake your hand. He's giving you a sort of like, I'm giving you the warrior handshake.
Yeah, Amara Valerian. It's a pleasure.
Indeed, pleasure is all mine, my lady. I didn't mean to track you down, but I'm friends with Layla, and so she told me that you were looking for her later this eve. And also, as a member of the Protectors, I kind of tried to keep an eye on people who are visiting, and I noticed that you were guided to our High Priestess quarters, and I can't help but notice that you're now wearing her pendant around your neck. That's a fact that pleases me greatly, by the way.
Yes.
Wanted to share a thought or two with you, like for a couple of moments. It's just, I don't know how to put this, but there's something about you that I sense. Call it a kindred spirit of sorts.
Fair enough. You do have the bearing of a warrior. So I suppose in that we share some commonality. I've had a bit of training.
It feels like more of that, like almost as if we're walking similar paths. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But thank you for hearing me out. I'm someone who's always sort of felt a little adrift. Born of two worlds, moon and shadow, never sort of fully embraced by either. And my journey, like the dance that we all partake in, has been about finding harmony in discord, light in these overwhelming shadows. He's kind of gesturing around to the chamber around you. In that journey, Elistray became my beacon when I was lost, a dance partner in the dark. Her melodies not only guide my steps, but also assure me that being different, embracing both sides of my heritage, is not just acceptable, but beautiful. And you, my friend, I feel there's a resonance in your spirit that speaks of similar yearnings. Perhaps, like me, you seek a place, he's gesturing around him, where you're valued not just for how you appear, but who you are deep inside.
I would say that's a fair assessment.
I thought that there was something about you and your journey that felt right to me, and I do not mean this as an imposition, my lady. It's merely a statement that I make. One of my deepest wishes, and I think you share it, is to find someone who understands that dance within me, who sees the drow and the elf, the light and the shadow, and still chooses to love the whole of me. I believe, in the deepest part of my heart, that love is a force powerful enough to redefine our destinies. And I know that love waits for me, that she waits for me somewhere out there. And I have this feeling that you are the same.
I hold similar beliefs, yes, and I do believe that whoever it is that will see the whole of your spirits and love you for it is out there.
He's smiling when
Perhaps.
you say it.
Though, have you been to the surface?
Only briefly, but yes, I've danced under the moonlight.
Well, I'd say go out, venture outward, find adventure, find, something bigger than yourself to fight for. And I think that will probably lead you on the right path to what you're seeking.
Thank you for your words of wisdom. I'll offer you some of mine and something else. And he's taking a ring. Looks like it's made of maybe almost like a pearlescent material, right? It's a simple ring of pearlescent material. Consider this token, and he'll hand it to you. A symbol from one seeker to another. May it remind you that you're never truly alone in your quest for belonging. Let it be a light when your path grows dim, and a memory of this community that dances with you under the moonlight's watchful gaze. Perhaps, should you one day choose to embrace Elistray's path, you might find not just solace, but a reflection of your truest self, as I have. Her embrace is wide and forgiving, a sanctuary for all souls, weary from pretense and searching for peace. Light water and sweet laughter, fair sister. And he'll go to offer you a hug.
I'll give it to him. I'll hug him back.
And he will give you a meaningful hug. Again, this is a weird experience. Because
I'm internally screaming.
Because you functionally created, on some level, this individual. And we're just having a conversation with him about true love of all things. So, maybe you're having a bit of sympathy for Eric Scott to be.
A little bit,
Maybe
a little
not.
bit. Obviously, there's a measure of okay. Yes, he's absolutely right. There is someone waiting out there for him. Yes, there's also
With a knife.
with a knife. What are you talking?
Just saying. There's some doom in his future. That's all.
Doom in his future.
That's all I'm saying.
But I'm also recalling, what Kilue was talking about with, destiny and fate and all that. And I can't bring myself to be like, oh yeah, and this terrible thing is going to happen, in a couple of decades.
Unless you're giving him a way to avoid it.
I don't know how to avoid it.
Then you wouldn't be doing him a favor by letting him know.
Yeah. And also, there was a moment of okay, talking about love. Yes, there's someone out there. Please don't be hitting on me. Please don't be hitting on me. I didn't get the vibe, but
You don't get that vibe. If anything, you've got a real brother and sister vibe here.
I can take that.
Almost like he kind of knows that there's some reason that he shouldn't be attracted to you.
A kinship, yeah, definitely. Well, I'll give him the hug and just kind of smile and try to. I've been tamping down the internal screaming the entire time.
He seems not to have detected it, not even one little bit.
But yeah, until next we meet. Hopefully, I can hear more of your adventures. Oh,
I'm happy to share them down that hall, and he'll point in the direction to the north.
Thank you, Kalen.
All right, he will nod, and that is where we will take our first break of the evening.
Okay, stuff is happening. Don't go away.
And we're back. All right. So, Allie, you're off trotting the path that you will lead you to Layla. And while you are doing that, I'm going to pop back to the room and see where the rest of our intrepid adventurers are doing. Joel, you left after some discussion, the kiddos with your new friend because she seems to be having a good time. Because obviously you didn't want them in the room for that conversation. And so that's where they are at this particular moment. At some point, I think it's probably a good idea for the lot of you to go and interact / collect them. So is this a good moment for you all to do that, or did you have other plans, the three of you?
It's fine by me.
Not particularly. We can have an opportunity to get Randy up close to the ferret. See
There
how that
you go.
goes.
Yes, there you go. We'll find out whether or not that
what's
ferret
up with
needs
the
a
ferret?
guard. Yeah, maybe Randy needs to know about this ferret. Perhaps he has a fear of ferrets. We don't know these answers.
The ferret might react positively to Randy. Or very negatively. Either way, it'll be entertaining.
I feel like if there's anyone in the party that the ferret would react positively to, it would be Randy. But I'm not there, so, do your
There's
thing.
an argument to be made. Okay.
All
So,
I'm saying is Disney princess vibes. Anyway, go on.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
Boo.
So we're out and about looking for the sounds of laughter to try to track Zara down. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do the three of you want to talk to amongst yourselves about Zara for a second, or is this not important? You'll just sort of like fumble into her and do whatever.
Who is this person, Joel?
So she is the tiefling who was in the baths, playing lifeguard for the smaller children. She is apparently an adventurer of her own. She was the sole survivor of a party that was wiped out in Undermountain and has lived here for about a year.
Okay. Lots of backstory trauma. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And you trusted her with the children, so you must think highly of her.
She seems okay.
Okay. All right. And you said that she the one who has this other mark that you were talking about, or
No, Rhea, and I'll link up to say the one that Rhiannon burned, the babe's parents.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
We
I
forgot
recall
her.
that. I completely recall now. All right. Great.
And Randy, you were looking briefly dubious about this whole baby placement choice. Is this something you wanted to say?
Oh, just that she seemed okay. Basically, it's like I think we need better than okay.
I actually did not realize that we had left the kids with her at this point. I thought we were going to do it when we headed out to Skullport.
You said something about it earlier in the
thought
previous episode.
Right. I said that we might see her later to drop the kids off. I didn't think that we had already given her the kids.
Your friendly dungeon master arranged for this baby this nanny and care. And so I'll give you the distinct promise that during this window of time, nothing bad can happen to these kids. So
Great.
you're good to go. Okay. So that said, you'll track them all down. Won't be hard because, as noted, all you have to do is look for the sounds of laughter and you'll find them. And so you'll find them in a courtyard within the Cavern of Song, which is, alive with the sound of children's laughter. Gedrin, his eyes bright with excitement, is in the middle of what appears to be a game of tag with two of the other children, darting amongst them with the twins seated at Zara's feet. His giggles will echo in the air, a sound of pure, untainted happiness that fills you with warmth and dread in equal measure.
Huh.
Okay, so now we're here. There is a silver black-furred ferret that's sitting on the ground next to the twins and Zara at this particular moment.
Aww.
Yeah. So Randy, just to give you a heads up, we think that there's a chance that this might be a lost wizard's familiar, or possibly a ranged animal companion. It seems smarter than average, and if its master is dead, it will need to attach itself to a new arcane caster. So I thought maybe we should have it, I thought we should introduce it to both you and Rhiannon and see if it seems to have taken a shine to Gedrin, but also thought maybe we should introduce it to you and see if it took to either of you as well.
I mean, I wouldn't want to deprive Gedrin of a lovely pet companion, but if it seems okay with Gedrin, I say keep it with Gedrin. But I mean, also, I wouldn't mind a Frodo and Poto.
Well, the thing is, familiars that are separated from their wizards die in a matter of days when magic works in this era. So
one of the many wonderful ranger attributes. All right, so
so just if it needs a magical bond to someone, I mean, if it links with Gedrin,
sure,
that's fine. But just go say hello, maybe.
If it links with Gedrin, it's doomed. I just want you all to know that.
Oh, okay, yeah, probably. Okay, I'll go and I'll go up to it and I'll say, "Hey, little buddy."
All right, so the three of you will approach, and we'll do the first communication with Randy and Zara and our little furred companion. Okay, so she'll see you coming, Randy, and she'll nod to you, and then you'll get down on hands and knees and, hey, little buddy. That's the plan?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Who's a cute little ferret?
It'll sit up on its haunches and regard you.
And bear it. Huh?
And it will come sort of like loping over to you and sniff you, investigating the mysteries of Randonius and Andersonius.
I'll sniff it.
Okay. It will
clearly this was the right course of action.
I would like to link. I'm going to link up with Eric and be. Is your paladin sense online yet? Can you do a quick detect evil?
There hasn't been anyone evil around here to test your paladin sense on.
Everything seems good.
Well, that's okay. Just thank you.
So, can ferrets smile? This is one of the great questions of the world. But you are smiling down on it, and it's grinning up at you. It's got those little sharp teeth. So maybe this isn't smiling so much as it thinks you might be tasty. But it is, from your perspective, returning the glance that you are giving it. And it will sort of suddenly jump onto your arm. Now it's climbing up you.
Oh, hey.
Well, yeah, it's kind of ticklish with those little sharp little claws. And now it's sitting on your shoulder.
Hey, little buddy. Can't remember if I have any.
He will say, he doesn't really have a name, but he loves candied walnuts. Would you like one?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'll take one.
She'll hand you a candied walnut out of a little pouch that she carries at her waist.
Okay.
The animal is intently tracking the position of the candied walnut at all times. Okay. So you're having a little fun with the candied walnut?
Yeah, I'll set it on the brim of my hat for it to use as a.
Okay. And it will deftly reach up and snatch it from the brim of your hat, placing it into its mouth where it quickly devours it.
Okay.
Your read on this thing is that it's more than just a wild ferret. It's not, necessarily a super genius, but it's definitely smarter than what you would expect an average animal to be. Seems friendly enough.
All right. We'll have to find us like a Ouija board and let you pick out your name. But cool.
You are wearing a jaunty pirate hat, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. It will climb your head and sit itself in a curled up little ball upon the top of your jaunty pirate hat.
Oh, all right. I'll just be sure not to make any sudden movements. Cool. This is good, actually, because my posture is not that great. So this will really help me, I think.
Yeah. Keep your back straight. No
win-win.
Movement. Yeah, win-win. I agree with you. Kind of like jazzercise. Okay. So we will move away from you for a moment and back over to Joel and Eric. So Eric, I'm sure as you're standing there watching the things go by, your attention will be drawn to Gedrin, and you'll happen to catch him at a moment when he's running to play tag, and he'll stumble, but he'll catch himself and get back up off the ground giggling. He'll see you appear on the scene, and as he does, sort of shout in the way that children do. He has never done this. He's always exhibited volume control up until now, but his volume control knob seems to be broken at the moment, because he'll say in quite a loud tone of voice, "Papa, Papa, look, I'm going to catch them all," and take off running in the direction of the dwarf child, which he will definitely catch.
I missed my chance to shout boy very loudly at him. That's okay.
Is the dwarf
He's
named
not far-
Pokemon? Because
He's not far away, Eric. If you
It's
want to
okay.
shout like that,
I'm not
you're
gonna.
welcome to do so.
No,
While
he
you-
should get to enjoy being a child as long as he can.
While you two are sitting there watching that, and you'll notice this, Joel, Randy was engaged with the ferret. Zara dusted herself up off the ground, left the twins in the care of a 9-year-old girl, and is quietly working her way up to stand between the two of you, Eric.
I'm gonna detect
Joel.
evil on the 9-year-old girl.
Okay. She does not appear to be an evil 9-year-old girl.
Okay, well, I got my eye on her.
Hey,
Just
they exist.
like not in a creepy way, just in a like, she could be evil way.
Yeah,
Oh my
I totally
God.
understand. I mean,
You never know, right?
you got to do what you got to do.
She might also not really be a 9-year-old girl. I mean,
When that
Oh,
9-year-old
yes,
is
that-
secretly Manchun.
No,
Yeah,
that's
or
I hadn't even thought about that. We better be really cautious.
now you should
if she
be
crawls
prepared.
backwards out of a
No,
television
no.
set.
No.
No,
The
you need to
ferret
be
is
worried, yeah.
Manchun.
Oh, yes. Okay.
which is
Eric,
why I
Yeah,
wanted you to ping it. Okay.
more
All
on-
right,
more
so
on
Zara
Dan.
comes over to
More on
us. All right.
Dan. And she'll say, like sort of working her way up between the two of you, he's remarkable, the boy. He's got a fighter's heart. The
Indeed.
children, they adore him, and he's been like a little beacon of hope since he arrived.
Mm.
Good to hear. He's had a rough time of it. So it's good to see him getting an opportunity to play and be a child.
I understand how that works, maybe better than I want to. So I'm happy to do what I can to help out. Have you come to claim them?
Let him enjoy himself a little bit longer. These moments are rare and far between. Thank
Well,
you
it's like
for
that.
your assistance.
Thank you for your support. Roll 20-sided die, Eric. Joel, you can do the same.
I don't know why I put my 20-sided die away. Here we go.
Yeah, I know. That's not a good idea. 3 for Joel.
11.
So Joel, you'll acutely notice this, and Eric, you'll kind of pick up on it, right? You gave that little speech, and she kind of looked at you like, I wonder what that's about. She's trying to read where you're coming from. She expected you perhaps to say something a little bit different from what you did say.
Mhm.
And so, whatever she's thinking, she'll respond to you and say, putting a hand on you, sometimes the best we can do is teach them to stand on their own. Cleary worships you. You're shaping him into someone who will someday be a great man. You should be proud of that. I wish my father was half the man you are. If he were, maybe my brother would still be alive.
I am sorry for your loss.
It's something I've come to terms with. But don't think, and now she's looking in the direction of the two tieflings, that it doesn't pain me from time to time. And so when I have a chance, I do the good I can.
That is noble of you.
Your friend, now she's talking to you, Joel, he doesn't say much, does he?
Depends on the circumstances.
Well, I'm just trying to tell him that he shouldn't beat himself up too much. The
Trying
boy
to
loves
do
him.
less paladin voice.
You can talk without doing paladin voice.
I think he understands, and I appreciate the effort.
Very good. Well, I'll fetch the twins for you. I'll be back. Okay, so Randy comes drifting over. He has a new friend. And great posture.
So,
Hey,
Well
guys.
then,
all right,
this seems to have worked out.
and you also don't need to separate him from Gedrin. They can.
Oh, yeah, no, I guess not. Kendra didn't seem to. He seems to be happily chasing Pokemon. So
Gonna detect evil on the ferret.
Okay. Ferret does not seem evil to you. Seems like a
Okay.
non-evil ferret.
All right.
You want to check him for tattoos, see if he's got a little M somewhere on him.
No, that would be violating his privacy. All right, you know what? Okay. So, are we ready to go? We are going to go somewhere, right?
Right now, you're waiting for Allie to return from her mission of mercy, and
All
then
right.
you're
What
gathering yourselves to venture forth.
What else do we need to prepare?
So I believe you guys have mentioned something about possibly going out into Skullport, but I'm not clear what our objective in doing so is. Or did you folks have a chance to talk with the council while I was off with Gedrin?
We spoke with 2 chosen Babistra, if that counts.
Okay. That
One of
What's the
whom was
one you made
Keelway,
a
and
drop
one of whom was Laryl Silverhand.
I would have thought
So-
that would have been the first thing you mentioned when we met back up.
How about the house?
So all right. Tell me about the conversation?
They were much what you'd expect, I think. Powerful, intimidating, very self-possessed. And they were not as helpful as we would have wanted.
Yeah, that kind of tracks. But you said, so that sounds like they were at least somewhat helpful. How so?
Well, Laryl didn't turn us to dust on sight, which I always consider a win. And second of all, she suggested that she might be of assistance to us in some way up in the city.
Okay. Did you tell them about the mark?
Eric doesn't necessarily recall exactly what we told them.
And I think it's time to bump elbows and have this conversation.
You had enough you gave them enough information for them to challenge members of the party about it. So yeah, they know we're bearing the mark of some sort of deity.
They know about the marks.
Did they tell us anything about the marks?
Don't think so.
They did the full Elminster, huh?
Yeah, basically.
We're incredibly powerful and not helpful at all.
They were very understanding about our predicament. They know what Earth is. They have been there before.
Oh. Okay.
As I recall, Laryl did recognize the name Chris the Grey, but I didn't get the sense that they were friends or close associates.
She was deliberately to push you away from a pursuit of Chris the Grey. That was the sense that Rhiannon got. Didn't like it. Did not appreciate.
Chris has probably not made himself a lot of friends in this city. I can't imagine how that could have happened. Yeah. All right. So we could call upon them for help. They offered us a house to use and a way to travel there and back here to the Promenade. How much of their help we want to accept is another question, because the more help we accept, the more it ties us to them and their ends. So we haven't decided exactly what to do regarding them. It was kind of a surprise.
Did they ask for anything in particular, or?
Not yet.
There was a theme of don't do business with devils.
Yeah. I suspect Rhiannon's passenger was not pleased.
Well, okay. I was going to ask if Amara's passenger had anything to say about that, but you're not here.
Amara didn't mention anything about it. Okay. And it seems out of character for her passenger to speak up in any really clarifying way. So, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we should ask when Amara is finished with her business.
Mm-hmm.
the
Kilway
sculpting
had
thing?
some questions for Amara regarding her form. So I suspect that is still happening, that is still unfolding, in which case I suggest that we be very supportive of Amara's choices. I mean, we weren't not
Sure.
going to. I just wanted to remind everybody.
Mm-hmm. So do we have a way to contact those individuals if they offered help? Are they gonna do they come through here regularly?
That's too much detail. I don't recall.
We look in a mirror at
Keelaway
midnight.
lives
and
there. Like,
Yeah, Kilway lives here, and
Oh, okay.
she and Laryl are, they talk every day, so
Okay.
it should be pretty easy.
And any luck with the whole we need to get Willow some trees thing?
That seems to have taken on a backseat to
was
other
the thing we
concerns.
didn't
Come on.
actually really talk
Not
about.
come up.
It didn't really come up.
Okay. Was that something maybe we want to go see if we can talk to the council about?
You
if
know
they're-
what? This seems like an auspicious time to do that. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
if we're still waiting on Amara.
What say you, Randonius?
Let us go.
Excellent.
And away.
Huzzah and away.
All right, so you will gather your children forth, who are, a little tuckered
Boy!
out from their exciting day of adventure, who will come a-running. Eric, happy to jump into your arms.
Are we gathering the babies as well? Or?
Mhm.
Sure.
They've been gathered for you, so they're being handed off to you, Randy.
Okay.
And
I'll,
How does
Poto,
I'll
like-
take one.
I'm gonna put Gadrin up on my shoulder.
Yeah. How does Poto react to the babies?
friendly. Not trying to get in their business because babies and they grab things and sometimes squeeze. And so one doesn't necessarily want to get within their grasp, but friendly nonetheless, not negatively disposed in any meaningful way.
Cool.
Happy to be sitting safely upon your hat. Okay, fair enough. So the three of you off and away, which will allow us to segue back to Allie. All right, so Allie, you've wandered for a while now, but you got some directions, and that helped immeasurably. And so you'll finally track down Layla in a secluded alcove off of the Cavern of Song, away from the busier parts of the promenade. It's softly lit by bioluminescent fungi that cast a serene glow, mimicking the general light or the gentle light of the moon. The air is filled with the scent of mild incense, adding a religious quality to the environment. She will see you and greet you with a warm embrace and smile.
Layla, you were hard to find. I'll return the
I
embrace.
apologize. This place is only so big. I knew you would track me down at some point.
Well,
Her silver hair, as she's having this conversation with you, is just loose, cascading around her shoulders, shimmering in the dim light. And she's barefoot, and she is just wearing a simple white spider silk shift.
So not too dissimilar from what I have on presently.
Correct. Hers is, if anything, even lighter than yours.
Okay. I did have some help. I ran into Kalen on the way here.
He is a spirited fellow, that Caleb.
Yes, I definitely caught that.
Well, if you're ready.
Yes. I'll admit I'm not familiar with the ritual you're talking about, but I'm happy to learn.
I am here to be your guide. And she'll gesture to a small circular space that she's cleared in the center of the alcove, where two small candles sit unlit. The walls here, now that you're in the alcove itself, are adorned with delicate carvings that tell seemingly stories perhaps of Elistray's benevolence and the quest for redemption of the drowned. This, she'll say, is where I speak my heart to Elistray. The flame song is our most sacred communication with her. It's a dance, a prayer, and a meditation all woven into one, but it's a very intimate act of worship. To share in this dance is to share a piece of one's soul. So I don't do so lightly with you. I do so because I saw the depths of your experience at the statue of our beloved Elistray. And it was a profound moment, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
That is why I've asked you here tonight to join me in this.
I appreciate that.
But I want to be sure that this is something that's in your heart that you're ready for. She's looking meaningfully at the pendant you're wearing around you.
I'll kind of, I think it is.
It's warm in your hand when you touch it.
Okay. I had a conversation with the High Priestess.
She'll nod.
It helped me solidify my thoughts on things. At least on some level. Definitely about this. So,
She is smiling an open smile to you.
she actually she offered me the change dance if I so chose.
She'll put an eyebrow up so that you might become one of us.
I suppose so. It was
Is that
definitely
something that you would want?
I'm still figuring that out, I think. In the moment I was hesitant, but it's been on my mind. Truthfully, I haven't told anyone outside of my party this, but this, and she'll kind of gesture to herself, this isn't my original form.
She'll cock an eyebrow up, surprised at that.
It was of my choosing. This just wasn't original. And
Done by magic, then.
yes, of a sort. It's not an illusion, it's complete. It's me. Probably more me than I've ever felt in my life, but it's a tempting offer, all the same.
Well, why don't we do this and see what comes of it? And perhaps that will help to clarify that thought for you.
It's a good idea.
And so she will start to, and I'm not going to do this in real time because it would take half an hour, guide you through the setup and preparation for the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
She explains the significance of the movements, symbolism of the flame, and as she's doing that, she just doffs her simple white spider silk shift to stand there naked, hair flowing freely about her shoulders in front of you.
I mean, I kind of expected this given Illustrian rituals, so I'm not that surprised. And so I will after there's a moment of hesitation just because, but
one does not get publicly nude randomly.
No. Yeah. But considering the importance of this, I will follow suit. It takes I had to remove the boots.
Yep.
That I still have.
But... And those are really cool boots. So I mean, you really want to be sure you're taking them off.
Yeah. But I will do the same.
Okay, so in a few moments, you're standing there sort of naked in the heat of the small room or small portion of the cavern that you're in there with her as well. And she will show you using a flint and steel how to strike it and light the individual candles, which she'll separate a bit away from each other. She'll point out that the heart of the dance is around the candle itself. Each of you has your own, and it goes on for as long as the candle is lit. And so she'll light hers and assist you in lighting yours. And then the dance begins. Her movements are fluid and graceful, a visual manifestation of her prayers. And she sort of encourages you to just express your own feelings and thought through dance. Let the flame guide you, Amara. There's no right or wrong here, only the truth of your spirit. As the flame flickers, so does the goddess's watch and listen. Speak to her with your movements and your voice. Let her understand your joys, your fears, and your desires. And she will begin singing a quiet song of prayer in Drow.
Are you
Okay.
only dancing, or are
And
you summoning an eternal flame?
Oh, that's very good. That's very topical. So what do you want to do? Like, how do you want to handle this?
I mean, for one, I took dancing as a non-weapon proficiency.
How
So
about that? So you are ready to go for this thing.
I was prepared. And so I'll start to dance. And I think as I'm dancing, I'm just going to kind of quiet my mind and kind of open myself up. And just kind of put my clear my head as much as I can and kind of put my awareness out there and just try to like open myself up to what's happening, illustrate, whatever.
Do you want to sing, or are you content to only dance and follow her song?
I'll sing.
Something specific to you, or do you want to try to match what she's doing?
I think I don't know Drow. I don't know what she's singing, so I think better
Elven and
to.
Drow are similar languages.
Okay.
And so, in the same way that someone who speaks Spanish and Portuguese, you can kind of follow along and do a reasonable job of trying to follow it. If all you need to do is repeat it, you probably will be okay.
Yeah, but given how personal this ritual is, I'm reluctant to just ape what she's playing.
Fair.
So I will start singing in Elvish.
Okay. Anything specific, or just whatever comes into your mind?
Just kind of whatever comes into my mind. I'll start with a melody, just a hum, kind of just a wordless kind of melody. But I think as the thoughts come to me, I'll begin to try to sing them in tune with the melody that I've kind of started.
You'll find you have a lovely singing voice. Additional bonuses. How about that? And so you're soon enough off. Great acoustics in this place. There's great acoustics in this place. So sort of you're intertwining your melody and hers. She's pleased and excited about this, and she'll say, the dance is a journey and not a destination. Each step, each turn is a word in a larger dialogue with the divine. See how the flame responds to your sincerity, your passion. Illustrate delights in such honesty. And you'll see the flames flickering as the two of you are dancing around your individual flames. This is cool. I mean, I guess it's I don't know if you've ever had a religious experience, but this is a religious experience. It fills your heart with joy and with a degree of awe for the divine and a sense of sort of connection. And as you lose yourself in it, any initial hesitations you might have had will dissolve into the rhythmic sway of the dance of the song. The flickering candlelight casting, dancing shadows around the alcove, reflecting your two movements as if the very air around you was part of the ritual. Your movements will become more confident, more expressive, embodying your emotions. The dance seems to be connecting you to something larger than yourself. As you spin, dark hair flowing around you, the shadows and the soft luminescence meld together, creating an almost ethereal atmosphere that feels removed from the worries and the weights of the material world. Suddenly, as your dance reaches a crescendo of emotional release, a profound sense of connection washes over you, stirring you to a joy so intense it brings you to the brink of tears. It's a moment of pure, overwhelming beauty, not the sort of pleasure that you've been experiencing from your communion with the mark, but appreciation of just beauty itself, as if the very essence of the universe was resonating with you. Then, from that quietude, embracing your heightened senses, there is a voice different from the one that you're used to hearing in your head. This first voice is as if it is coming to you from the outside world, powerful, yet tender, distant, as if calling from a mountaintop, yet intimately close, as if whispering directly into your ear. It comes, as I said, from without and not within, filled with strength and wisdom and an immense peace that seems to permeate the very air that you breathe. And it says, I am the moonlight in the darkness, no matter how deep it may appear. And then it is gone. The words echoing in the air, vibrating with a sacred power. The candle flames flickering in response, casting a brighter glow that momentarily lights up the entire alcove, making the shadows dance vigorously around you. As the echo of the voice fades, all that's left is a sense of stillness. And when you glance over at Layla, she seems completely oblivious to what just happened, lost in her own dance and song. Clearly, she did not hear what you just heard.
All right. As I kind of like, I'll kind of come to a stop as things kind of like fade into that stillness again, and definitely
Candles
like
are burning down now, so they're
yeah.
almost over.
I think at that point, I will be kind of brought to tears, because just the beauty of the moment, and then that those words, it strikes me as it being like a powerful experience, especially for me, considering, you know, that like what I talked about with Kaylin, that looking for belonging, connection, that kind of thing, and just getting that in that moment, that connection to everything around me and something bigger, and it's just kind of overwhelming me in the moment.
Being you brought to tears, she will also be brought to tears, and she will once again embrace you. This time it's sort of like I'm a naked, sweaty girl embracing a naked, sweaty girl, so Ed would love to be here for this. But it's still, you know, pure joy.
Yeah, it's definitely not that kind of moment. It's a very different kind of moment. And like, I think Amar, like, in that moment, just, you know, just with the crying and everything, I don't think I would have words. You know, it would just kind of be this happiness.
She's seeing you filled with joy. We'll place sort of one hand on the side of your face, right? Like sister to sister. And she'll say, thank you, Amara, for sharing this sacred moment with me. I hope you found some of the peace that I find here. Remember, Elistray's love is like the moonlight, gentle, encompassing, and ever present. Whatever path you walk, her light is there, guiding you softly. And she'll plant a single kiss on your forehead.
I'll just smile, and then I'm going to repeat the words that were spoken to me. What was the exact phrasing?
I am the moonlight in the darkness, no matter how deep it may appear.
I will echo those words aloud.
You feel right doing that. Like that feels good coming from your mouth. As I said, you've experienced power, you've experienced passion, joy, belonging, a sense of accomplishment. But this is sort of like the greatest moment of peace and tranquility that you've experienced since you've arrived here just a few short days ago. And so it will clear some doubts from your mind, sort of feel your heart with purpose and, direction. And it was clearly a worthwhile experience to have pursued with Layla. She's dressed basically by the time you turn around.
Okay.
And she will say, "I will see you in the morning, sister. I'm off to bed."
I'll see you in the morning. Thank you.
Sweet water, light laughter.
Sweetwater and light laughter. Till next we meet. And then I'll dress and I'll slip out.
All right. She is off into the night, and so are you. Meanwhile, our intrepid lads, where were we headed?
To talk to the council to see whether we can looking to clear the quote log a little bit. Talking to them about replacing the trees for willow. We believe that they can help us with that.
Where does one find the council?
Well, we know where to find Keelway.
Ah, that is an entirely correct point. That would be the priestess's quarter.
Okay.
All right, so you'll head there.
Maybe we can start there. Yes.
A good choice. All right, so you'll arrive at the priestess's quarter, and as you do so, you'll see that Ildrine is here. She's coming from the actual place where you know that the high priestess resides, and when her eyes light on you, she'll come over in your direction, almost like she's looking for you. Keep in mind you have a sleeping Gedrin, 2 sleeping babies, and a sleeping ferret.
Yep.
She'll say, "Well met," looking you up and down at the number of sleeping beings you're carrying, which is equal to the number of waking beings that are present here.
Yes. Well met indeed. We had a business with the High Priestess if she is available.
She just left with her sister, but she sent me to find you.
Ah.
So
Why?
Convenient that you showed up at her doorstep. I'm
Convenient.
given to understand from her that you are preparing an errand into Skullport to, I believe, the Dark Dancer.
I believe that is indeed correct.
I am here to tell you that it is my intention to do what I can to guide you to the city of, to the Port of Shadows, and give you what advice I can about navigating it safely.
That is most generous of you.
Where are the remainder of your companions?
About their own business. We are not quite ready to depart yet. We were thinking that we would accomplish this other task before we head off.
Is it something I can help you with in the High Priestess's absence?
You may recall this, but we did enter into a agreement to produce additional trees for a certain druidic friend, or
Smile.
shall I say acquaintance of ours.
I brokered that agreement, so yes, I do recall it well.
Indeed.
Are you planning on taking a shovel and a sapling and heading out that way?
If that is what it takes, but I was hoping that there might be an alternative method.
Suffice it to say that your friend, and she's gesturing in the direction of the High Priestess's residence, has already taken care of the matter. So you may rest easy. Trees have been planted on your behalf.
Truly. Huh. That is most fortuitous then.
It would appear as though the lady has taken something of a shine to you.
I cannot imagine why, but I am glad.
Please let her know that we appreciate her assistance and we thank her.
I will convey that message to her upon her return. I believe she's in the midst of preparing something she promised to all of you.
Wonderful. Is there some service she was looking to acquire from us in exchange for this generosity?
Not that she's made me aware of,
I see.
but I can ask her upon her return.
Is there something that you would like of us?
She will smile at you fiercely. Please roll 2 10-sided dice.
Uh-oh.
Everybody or just Eric?
Just Eric. He's the guy talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. All right. So that's 3 and 0. So
Okay, so
13
13
or
plus whatever
30 if
modifier.
I'm rolling a D100.
You're actually rolling a reaction check.
Okay.
That grin is mildly predatory.
Great.
He will say, I'll tell you what, Eldrick, return alive from Skullport, and perhaps you can do me a service.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna put my elbow up against Randy and be like, "Why are we going to Skullport? We have a."
Randy, you got something for this?
Nope.
Gee, it's like the person who actually wanted to go isn't present at the moment.
Because it
Right.
sounds, because Skullport sounds cool.
We're going there. We're going there for
Right.
Amara's benefit.
I hear they got like some really cool clubs. No, I don't know.
Okay.
I think Amara really wanted to go there, and but I honestly have forgotten the reason why. Not that it isn't a good reason,
or she didn't
just
share
that
it
I
with
can't
you?
remember.
Perhaps it was slightly unclear. It wasn't, maybe more. Some folks within the party might have been more in the know about it than everybody else was in the party.
Did we suspect that was where Illyra was? So was that the reason?
That's probably connected.
Okay, yeah, I think we knew that. So that's what I would tell you, Joel. I believe that Amara has a lead on Illyra and wanted to consult with her.
Wait. Why are we?
Joel is incredulous.
What? Why are we trying to track her down?
As I recall, Amara gave. I think I asked her if it was just to learn. I think in part for some training on shadow dancing and other things, but also I think it was because Amara felt like she understood where Illyra was at this phase in her life and really wanted to try and help, like, be a good friend to her and guide her in some way, I think.
She left us in a situation where we needed literal divine intervention to avoid all of us dying.
You know, nobody's perfect.
She sold
Especially
Gendron
not
into
Hiller.
slavery.
We're not
she might have
supporting
just-
Illyra. Okay, to be clear, we are supporting Amara in her desire to support Illyra. So
How dare you
we
assert
are-
that Illyra sold Gedron into slavery?
Okay,
By
we
all
don't
our-
know she gave her.
We're
We don't know
pretty
they
sure
gave her
she
money.
gave him for free.
That's right.
And we're about
Okay,
to go
so-
out into Skullport to try to track this person down.
If you want to try and
Let me just interrupt for a
Yeah.
second because I want to get this.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that as you're having this conversation, since you obviously can't go in there and talk to the High Priestess because she's not here, she's busy building a portal for you guys, that you're headed back to your rooms? Is that a safe, since you have sleeping children and that kind of thing, is that a safe bet?
Mhm.
Okay.
Sure.
So funny enough, when you're about this point in the conversation, this place is only so big. Allie got dressed again, picked up gear, and was headed back across the same cavern of song that you all are headed across, and you're an easy target to spot at distance. So you'll see them all. Oh, there are your buddies. They seem to be headed. They came from the priestess's quarter, and they're now headed back, across the cavern of song. So you can intercept them if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and intercept them.
And funny enough, Joel, here comes Ellie. And you're
How
now
are all
back
three of
together
you?
again.
Hello.
I'm cool.
Does. It's a sleeping, normal ferret size, maybe a little on the larger side, so robust ferret. Black and
I'm running-
silver furred ferret.
I'm running
mean,
out
I
of
like
places to put
ferrets.
things, though. So.
I like ferrets. It's a very cool ferret.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
So what's
I
up?
wish I was wearing a beret, because then it would be like a ferret on a beret, or
I mean,
ferret
you've
on
got
a
that like
ferret.
wide rimmed hat
Or,
with the plume. It could sleep in like the on top of the hat, maybe.
Here's
Probably
the
bring up
divot.
some kind of
Yeah.
like pouch harness kind of thing to. You can.
Last thing we need
Anyway.
is a ferret and a baby Bjorn.
No, he's gonna go in a satchel, like Beastmaster Poto. His name's Poto. I'm naming him Poto.
Oh no.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So, Joel, if you have some Skullport questions, this is a good time.
I have actually one out of character question. Did we actually discuss this in character? Because I don't remember that. I remember talking about it
We
out of
did.
character.
You did
Yeah,
indicate
that's
that you had a place to go because you raised in front of the chosen
That's right.
this place. You're like, I'm looking for this place because they said, oh well, maybe we can help you find her. Like, we'll shoot a message into the sky or something.
That's right. That's
They had
right.
some suggestions which weren't terribly helpful.
No. Yeah. That. Anyway. So, yes. Good to see all of you. I'm gonna head out.
where are you going?
I was gonna go to Skullport. No one
Oh.
else seemed all that interested in going, so
Is
Well,
it a safe
you're in
place
luck.
for you to go alone, or
I mean, she'll kind of look directly at Elric. I feel like it would be less obtrusive if I went alone.
Perhaps. But we are determined to accompany you.
unless you would like us not to?
No,
Unless you would
it's
like us not to.
fine. Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. Probably
Allie?
safer.
Looks like you're getting a little bit of a message.
Someone's chatty today.
Yeah, right. This is the voice in your head. Again, all whispers. Every shadowed corner in Skullport speaks to me, whispers its secrets. I'll be your guide, your compass in the chaos. Before we tread to Skullport, however, a point on leadership. That place, with its shrouded alleys and its whispered deals, requires a deft touch, a sharp mind, a quick tongue. All qualities you possess in abundance. It's a stage meant for you to lead, where your talents can truly shine. The others have their strengths, no doubt, but in Skullport, it's a dance they're not prepared for. Elric, with his noble heart and loud mouth, can hardly blend into the shadows like you can. And the rest, well, they look to you, don't they? They need your guidance here more than ever.
Right? Well, you can come, but I've got two caveats. All right? One, follow my lead.
You're in charge.
Two, and she'll look like right at Elric again. No heroics.
No heroics.
You're gonna get us in trouble in this place.
I'm not sure either of those are going to be promises. Okay, I'm not sure you can keep that promise, first of all.
I'm not sure either, but I'm at least trying to extract it.
But, this seems like an incredibly bad idea.
You're now back at your rooms, so you're having this conversation.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, what is the purpose of? Why are we doing this? Because this seems like a huge risk.
I'm going to find Illyra.
Uh-huh.
Because I want to learn how to shadow dance without having to use this armor.
Okay.
And I have reason to believe that Illyra can be found there. At an establishment called the Dark Dancer.
Okay.
Joel still seems dubious.
I am incredible. Yes, very much so.
If I went alone, I could do so quietly with less risk to everyone else, given that this is for my benefit.
Mm-hmm.
But with greater risk to yourself.
I don't know about that, honestly.
Letting the two of them be in a room together, I'm not sure is an improvement. I mean, she's kind of the Joker to your Harley.
Okay.
I mean, I'm calling it like I see it. I'm sorry.
I don't appreciate
I'm patting my pockets for a notepad so I can write that one down.
I do not appreciate that comparison.
Yeah.
The Joker was an abusive madman. Silent.
and I'm not answering that.
Pause is due to deliver any moment now.
She's more the Catwoman to your Harley.
Sure.
Why am I
Eric has
Harley
no
in
poison
this
ivy.
scenario?
Why wouldn't you be Harley in this scenario?
Anyway, okay.
You can be the Catwoman to her poison ivy.
I mean, I'd be the Harley to her Ivy.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna write that one down too.
yeah,
Look, that's not the point.
we could go plant some trees.
Apparently, that's
not-
already been taken care of.
Oh, has it? Oh, sorry, I missed
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, you can come, but those are my terms.
Fair enough.
I have been given a skill set that is uniquely suited to moving easily through a place like this.
I need to acquire myself a rapier in that case.
No one will even notice me. I say, carrying two babies with a
our
ferret
new-
on top of my hat.
Maybe you should leave the kids here. Don't take the kids into Skullport, please.
Yeah, probably not.
it
Doesn't sound like
sound-
a good place.
It sounded like Rhiannon was not eager to leave the room. Maybe we could leave them with her?
Oh, Rhiannon has no plans to accompany you on this errand for a
Mhm.
whole host of reasons.
Well, we could leave her with that Zara. She seems okay.
I hear that's really
maybe,
improvement.
but if we've got a, we know we can trust Rhiannon. Zara seems okay, but I don't. Yeah, if we've got someone we know we can trust, I'd rather leave them with her.
Okay.
And look, it's not like I'm planning on sticking around with Illyra. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna try to get her to teach me. And then she's probably gonna hair off again, because that's what she does. She pulls a disappearing act because she can't stay in one place for too long, because she doesn't want to get attached.
Because it's painful for her.
Mm-hmm.
Something
Fault
I
is
know
that, Eric. Whose fault is
deeply.
that?
Okay.
She may not be aware of it, but that's what's driving her.
I'm pretty sure she's not aware of it, and I'm pretty sure if
Yeah.
it was pointed out, she would
Make
vehemently-
it painful for
vehemently
whoever
deny it.
pointed it out.
Yes, when someone's in denial about their trauma, you don't generally tend to point the trauma out to them point blank.
Right.
So
I
Does
only
that
want to
answer the
accompany
question,
you
though?
to help you.
to not do that.
So if you really don't want us to come,
No,
we can just let
it's
you go.
Fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm going to have to let you go eventually because you do want to stay here and live your flamboyant, destructive, self-destructive, adventuring lifestyle, which is totally fine. I completely validate your choices. Look, you said no paladin voice, okay? You're getting the straight voice now.
He's getting it out of his system now.
Well, he can't
Self-destructive, huh?
Look who you're going
You're-
to meet in Skullport.
You're one to talk about self-destruction, Elric.
We're not talking about me right now.
Randy,
It sounds
Joel,
like we might be.
Yeah, well, maybe we
it
should.
appears as though there's a
All right, well,
situation
now I'm going to
that-
have to insist that I accompany you. How's that?
Fine.
Great.
Well then,
Jamal's back, Randy.
I'm gonna link elbows with Randy and be like, I don't think we can trust either of them where she's concerned.
I mean, I think we have to trust Allie and just be there in case
I mean,
that that doesn't go well, I guess.
yeah.
We can't. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll start gearing up? Is that a fair assessment? And then you're going to be meeting with Elzreen, who will give you a little bit of intel on what to expect when you get there?
yes.
During the gearing up process, Jamal will pull you aside, Randy. I mean, she doesn't
Okay.
really have to pull you very far aside because you're the only one who can see her. But she'll say, Randy,
Yeah.
Skullport, it's a maze of shadows and threats, and I must confess, I'm a bit out of my depth there. This is Westgate. In this form, my influence on the physical world is limited. Try to affect things to help you there if you're in dire need, but every exertion that I engage in that affects the physical world cost me a part of the energy that keeps me here. It's a risk.
Oh, I wouldn't want that.
I don't want to fade away, not before our mission is done. So I'll be lurking or watching, but I'm not sure I'd be able to intervene as much as I'd like.
Well, I think, hopefully we'll be able to handle ourselves, and if you want to go ahead of us, and if you see like an obvious danger or trap awaiting us, or a gang of dubious looking cutthroats around the corner or something, you could alert us. That would, I think, be
scout
wonderful.
For obvious traps.
Yeah,
that I think I can do. So good. I'm glad I have a purpose, because I have to tell you, I feel a tad foolish. Here I am, a woman with decades of experience, yet there's still situations that I'm helpless as a kitten. So I'm glad I can do something, offer advice, watch for danger, maybe give you a nudge here or there. But I just want you to know that if something truly dangerous occurs, I'm probably going to have no choice but to grab it.
Oh, I would expect no less. You have your afterlife, and I have my life, and I appreciate.
I want to be clear, Randy. I'm not worried about my afterlife. I'm worried about spending it at the right place and the right time for the mission. Yeah. You and it and all of you are too important.
Well, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you being there and caring, and yeah, you do. I trust you to do what is best for you. And also, very important, I have a ferret.
I've been paying attention to that little guy. I don't think he's just a regular ferret, man.
Oh, yeah, I kind of get the sense he's a pretty smart little guy. I'm gonna try.
I don't know if
the drums, maybe.
That would be kind. Why am I whispering? That would be kind of interesting. Yeah. I think maybe he's a wizard's familiar or something like that. I kind of get the impression that he's smarter than he lets on.
Yeah. We can see Randy talking to her. We're only getting half the conversation.
You were just getting Randy's half of the conversation.
Does the ferret seem to see Jamal?
I think that right there is enough to have like Amara kind of halt in the little argument with Elric and just kind of look over like,
what the heck are they doing over there?
And we pass the ferret one of the stars so that he can be in the group chat.
Oh no.
Literally thought about that, but I was like, I don't think.
I don't know if that would work. But
yeah,
I want to try.
I think they need to have a star holder, Eric, in order to get one of the stars.
Well, I mean, it would be basically functionally you making the ferret your familiar, right? Being able to psychically communicate with it. Anyway.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
All right,
maybe the ferret can be in the chat, but only you know the ferret's number. Anyway.
Hey, Jamal.
Maybe you could have Jamal talk. Oh, right. Go ahead.
Yeah. I can't remember. Did I share? I can't remember if I shared with the party that I see. I think I did. I think I told them that.
100%. You did.
Yes, you did.
They know.
Yeah. Okay.
And the rest of us are just like, no, we thought you were just crazy this whole time.
This was totally in character with you, so we just had no questions.
Not just. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll say, hey, gang. Jamal, chatting with Jamal, and she may be able to like do a little bit of scouting ahead for us in the scope, or like just kind of warn us of any looming dangers, obvious dangers.
All right.
So.
Okay.
Great.
Is your side argument now complete, Eric and Ellie? Or
Yeah,
perhaps
I think so.
we've put a pin in it for future continuation.
Certainly, definitely at least put a pin in it. Because
that's entirely reasonable.
I'm a bit in character wise. Out of character, I'm loving this. In character, I'm definitely a bit incensed.
All right, you'll get a knock upon the door. Whose job is it to answer that?
I'll go
My
open
hands
it.
are full.
I got it.
It's Ilzria.
Uh-huh.
I see you've gathered at least one or more of your companions. How about Rhiannon?
She will not be joining us for this excursion.
Someone has to watch the children after all.
Yes, that's it.
Indeed.
Or work on unlocking magical
yes.
secrets.
Just say
She
yes.
does her own thing.
So
Yes.
unsubtle. That was so unsubtle, Joel, that she will not fail to pick up your so unsubtle message. Okay. Got it. She'll just clear her throat and go, very well then. Are you all ready to talk about it for a moment?
Yes.
Good. She'll close the door behind her, now in the room with you. Is departure within the hour well for you?
I'm ready. So
I put my mask on. I got the cloak. I just got my short sword at my waist. I basically
you're
look
not going
like
to
a
draw any
rogue at
attention
this
with that
point.
stupid mask on.
In Skullport, I put my hood up.
Have we gotten our equipment that we talked about? Okay.
You have. Okay.
Oh,
So she'll
that
say-
reminds me then.
Okay, go ahead, Alan.
Because I was waiting on a hand crossbow.
She
They able to
has-
get that too?
They have acquired, courtesy of the fact that you are apparently some close personal favorites of Ed Greenwood. I mean, the person who runs this place is just handing out candy to you all. All the basic equipment that you could need
Okay,
to have
cool.
in a situation like this. So you kind of decide and write it on your character sheet. If it's less than 300
Alright.
gold pieces, have at it. So
Right, perfect.
if I'm creating a portal and handing you one-off Ed Greenwood special magic items, I suppose I can give you that much at least. So
I think
send
I'm
him-
already
send him
set
a-
there.
send him a thank you note because he's the one responsible for this.
Great.
I was making you pay for your stuff last time. Anyway, so back to the story. So she'll tell you that she's assembling a team to escort you there and back in about an hour's time. That you're going to take a route in that she's very familiar with that will take you about a half an hour by passing through a bunch of tunnels. That'll dump you into one of the tunnels that will feed into the lower heart section of Skullport, which is going to put you within a few blocks of your destination. She happens to know the location of the Dark Dancer, and so she can get you to an opening to the city that's reasonably close to it. She'll ask you what you know about Skullport.
Well, that it's utterly treacherous, but
A wretched
Once-
hive of scum and villainy.
Villainy. Yep.
I was avoiding saying that, but yes, thank you, Elric.
You're welcome.
Full of slavers. Is the,
all
Rogues of
manner.
all
Is-
sorts.
is the
All manner of
Xanathar,
evildoers, she'll say.
Xanathars and Tarim
She'll
Yeah.
nod.
are the kinds of people we will expect to meet there?
Not necessarily on the streets, but representatives of all of those entities. If I was an evil organization operative anywhere in this part of the world, I would probably have representatives in Skullport.
Mm-hmm.
And as you mentioned, its trade tends to be unsavory in all sorts of ways. If I were looking for an illegal substance or an illegal item of some kind or another, I would probably seek it in Skullport. We, Alistrans, have a little bit of a presence. I go there from time to time to do a bit of recovery of items, doing of good. However, we're controversial, and so that's why we won't be going with you into the city itself. We'll guide you to it, guide you back. But at the moment, particularly at this moment, for reasons that I can't get into, but that I suspect the High Priestess may have alluded to, I don't think that you'd want to be seen in the city with us. So,
Fair enough.
I will do what I can to give you guidance. Do you know where you're going? Beyond the simple directions, turn by turn, I can give you?
Once we get into the city, I should be able to handle the directions.
Do you have a map? You've been there before? It's a confusing place.
No, but my source that gave me the information that's taking us to this place gave me a fairly detailed rundown of how to get there.
As long as you have a clear path in mind, that's what's important. There's a couple things you need to know about the place. First and foremost, who the constabulary are. Have you heard of the Skulls of Skullport? Why it has that name?
Heard
They're
of them.
flying skulls that enforce rules, correct?
That is a correct statement. What exactly those rules are is anyone's guess, but generally speaking, they seem to frown on open warfare in the streets that affects commerce overmuch. You can murder one or two people all you like, but once you start a big fight, it tends to draw their attention.
A den of iniquity where coin is king. Where have we been to that's been like this before? Mm-hmm.
Gee, it's almost like when we were in Westgate. You'd fit right in, Elric.
Westgate at least has legitimate commerce, though.
I haven't been to Westgate, but I've heard of it, and Joel is right. This place, if Westgate is your measure, you're utterly unprepared for.
I am dressed the part, though.
That much is true. And I trust you. You are accomplished adventurers to get yourself in 3 blocks and out 3 blocks, so hopefully that won't be much of a problem. If you absolutely need us, try, Amara, grabbing that pendant and concentrating on my face, and I'll see what I can do to assist you.
All right. And I'll tuck the pendant kind of in under the armor so it's not like immediately visible.
Obvious to anyone walking by you.
Yeah.
Very well.
I will also leave the big the flashy shoulder cape, the red flashy shoulder cape behind.
We'll get to equipment in a moment. So she'll say, to finish my point about the skulls, because this is very important. If they give you a direct order, regardless of how ridiculous that order sounds, to disobey it is to invite an instant attempt by them to destroy you. Destroy 1, you summon 2. Destroy 2, you summon 4, until you're overwhelmed by their power. So your first course is to avoid them, and your second course is to obey them. Any questions?
Understood.
Well, then gird yourselves, and we'll make our journey in an hour's time. And she will leave you to your thoughts. Do you want a few moments to talk amongst yourselves?
Sure.
You're gearing up, I presume.
Sure.
Yeah. And like I said, Amara's not going to be taking the flashy, like, red duelist's cape with her. She's definitely going more... Because without that, that's the brightest thing on her person. Because all the reddish stuff that we got from the Briar Cache was, like, reddish, but so dark as to be nearly black, so it still fits in fairly well with her, like, darker aesthetic.
Seems fair to me.
No.
All right. If you have no important matters to discuss with one another, that is where we will end our adventure for this evening, picking it up as you depart for Skullport. Have you anything else you wish to say? Joel,
I'm good.
We're all gonna die.
There you go. And on that note, it has been a pleasure running you all this evening. I look forward to our next episode's lucky 7 of Book 2 of Isekai Realms. Eric?
Well, I've been Eric Scott to be playing Elric Thalavar, Paladin, although currently posing more as a thief than an actual Paladin. I wonder where he picks that up from. I'm a writer. You can find my stuff all over the internet, including the series I wrote about a rogue Paladin named Shadowbane, called the Shadowbane series. Also join our Discord here at the Dungeon Scrawlers. We talk about all of our games, including this one. It's a really fun place to come and hang out. Thank you for joining us. Take it away, Allie.
Hi, everybody. I am Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie for short. That was interesting. It's been a lot of fun today. Amara getting a bit more assertive, too, which is just kind of enjoyable to do. And also, she's feeling like this is a terrible idea, but not for the reasons everyone else seems to think. So... we'll find out how it goes. Randy.
Hi, been Randy. Thanks all for watching, and see you next time.
Everybody, I've been Joel. Also, thank you for coming along on this journey with us, and thanks to our dungeon master for taking us along on this crazy adventure. Chris?
Thank me at the end of the next episode. All right. It has been a pleasure. Have a fantastic night, everyone, and we will see you again soon.